Ignore my nails. They're really bad. I really want to clean out my wardrobe today because ever since coming home, I noticed all these clothes that I haven't worn for years. A lot of these I purchased when I was about 13, 14, 15, and I'm now considerably older, and I feel like it just takes up too much space. I just came back from France, so my room's a mess, and I'm wearing random clothes that I found. So please ignore. This is what reminded me that I needed to clean out. Also, my current read, I'm about 100 pages in from just reading this yesterday, and I like it. I think it's really cool. Get ready. Yeah. Random cardigan that I haven't worn. Harry Potter, like pyjama bottoms from Primark that have holes in them. Harry Potter, it says like Quidditch captain. I'm now going to organise random parts of my room. Oh, I haven't even got in my other bit of my wardrobe yet. I spent hours cleaning up my room. I went through my whole wardrobe, like put everything where it needed to go, and then all my drawers, everything is done up, and I'm very proud of myself. And so now I'm resting because I'm so tired. I'm watching Celebrity Big Brother because I've got nothing else to do. And then I've got my cats. Yeah. I hate the way my fringe is looking. It's not the worst. I'm not really into it, but I'm a genius. I cleared out my wardrobe, as you saw, and there was this one jumper, which I can't show you right now. It's pink, which isn't really my vibe. I'm more into slightly darker colours now. I think that's what compliments me the most. Warm colours that are darker. And so I was like, oh, but I love the design. I love, like, it is kind of a unique, cool jumper. So I bought myself a fabric dye, and I'm dyeing it right now. Espresso brown. I had to be ID'd for the dye, and I was a bit like, oh, but okay. Yeah, it's in the washing machine right now. You just like put the pot in, you already wet the item of clothing, and then you dye it. I'm so excited. I've never dyed anything in my life. I've never dyed anything. I've always felt like I had to find the rush of people dyeing their hair in the bathroom. Like I had to feel that in a different way. I've never even had highlights. I've never had anything. I've only ever had my hair cut, which I actually need to do later. I need to trim it. My makeup's looking amazing. I'll update you on the jumper. It didn't die. It's pink again. In tiny, in French, not even in English on the bottle, it says, not suitable for synthetic fibres. I'm enraged. I could say that. Also, I put on a perfume that I got in France. It's from Yves Rocher. Oh my gosh, you can see myself. It's my mirror. It's this one. It's amazing. Like, I'm gonna have to repurchase this. I'll put it in the details on the screen, but yes. I hope this lighting is okay. So yeah, my jumper came out pink. So it turns out in tiny writing, yeah, it said that it was only for natural fibres. My jumper is acrylic. So we're gonna find another one. It's fine. I'm trying not to freak out. I'm trying to keep the lighting okay. I washed my hair. I cut my hair today. I oiled it. I washed it and did so many steps. I'm gonna then put on Biodance, the like hydrating like mask. I've been super into hair care. I think I'm gonna buy something from Redken because I actually looked, and even without offers, I found some really good offers on some sites for them. But even without, there's only about 50p difference per 100ml between my L'Oreal one and that one. I'm very excited. I've been on a kind of hair care journey, which sounds so like TikTok American, like influencer. But I think I have like a really weird kind of hair I was gonna say texture, it's not, but it's like type, and no one in my family has it, so I've always been very clueless. And yeah, it gets weighed down super easily. Like, I can't put any oil on, even the stuff which is like good for low porosity hair, which I have. It's too heavy. I can put it on the like centimeter of the ends, just like that. Any more than that, it looks horrible, and it just looks like my hair's like wet. I have like very low porosity, I would call it, because I used to think it was thick, but the actual strands aren't that thick. I'd say they're like a medium, and I don't have like loads of hair on my head. But every time I went to the hairdressers, they would always be like, "Oh my gosh, your hair takes so long to dry, what?" And like once I went to a new one, and they would like just blow drying it, and then they had to get someone else to because their arm hurt, and they're like, "Oh my god, your hair is just, it's not getting dry at all." And then they put me under the like heat thing, and then it was done, but they were like freaking out. So that's why I've always had kind of weird hair. I remember one time when I was younger, there was no conditioner in the house, and we didn't have time to go out and get one, like a bottle, and I was crying because like I just had to use Head and Shoulders like shampoo because they were like, "Oh, it's 2-in-1, it should be a conditioner." And then I was just crying as someone in my family was just brushing my hair like vigorously and trying to blow dry it. Yeah. I found out that I have a very oily scalp, so a detox shampoo has helped a lot. I first used the Aveeno one, and then I used the Whey one. And I found actually that the Whey one was better because, like, for the price as well. Like, I'm not a rich person. Sometimes I buy things which are more expensive, but I also don't buy much. I'm very into like quality and investing into stuff. So the Aveeno one, I felt like I had to use a lot more product to get like kind of a similar vibe. And the Aveeno one, the Whey one was just, it made my scalp squeaky clean in a way that I couldn't, with as much as I could like of the Aveeno, I just couldn't do that. And it was like, it's double the price, but I used at least triple, quadruple to not even get the same vibe of the Whey. Yeah. Other than that, I like to use a scalp scrub. And then shampoo, I just kind of been looking at stuff more for like dry hair or like volume. I've been looking at as well because I think that's good. But yeah, I also have like plans for my hair. It's currently April, end of April, and I wanted to grow out my hair as much as I could during like the spring and summer. So the plan is like until like September or October, I'm gonna just keep growing my hair. I cut it today, but I trimmed it, and I have layers, so I kind of trimmed the layers, and I just trimmed all the dead stuff off, which helps it grow anyway. So I'm just gonna be trimming, and then I'm just gonna get a shorter haircut. I'm not sure how short. because you know how you flip between like long hair and short hair. I was just like, what if I just have really long hair and then I cut it and then I get both? Like I get the best of both worlds. That's kind of my plan. I like layers on the way it looks on me. I think it looks good. Like my thought is long hair, I love to do things with my hair. I love to do plaits. I love to do like medieval hairstyles have always been kind of my thing. I would I go to secondary school copying the hairstyles I saw in TV and films, which weren't that complicated. It was just like a braid, kind of crown where I put like my plaits up, like that kind of stuff. It's not super intense, like, whoa, you literally did a medieval whole hair like style with like a medieval essence, historical essence. Like I love the long hair and like decorating it all and being able to put it up, but also it hurts your head. Yeah. And then short hair with layers. I don't like it when I put my hair up and then it can fall out. That annoys me. And I don't like that I can't really do hairstyles. But I don't do hairstyles that often. And I feel like short hair me can be a bit more like serious and like whew, ready for the new, like the academic year that starts in October. Whereas summer's like the longer hair is more like whimsical and dreamy, which I both have a lot of. If you want to know my like the CI angle I have is Virgo, and I have Capricorn Venus, but I have heavy Aquarius and Pisces and Libra and Cancer. So I'm very whimsical, but also like, yeah, I feel like I need to write that down. I want to journal like stuff like that, where it's like my plan. I've been looking at new shampoos. I think I want to use the All Soft Redken one. It was on TK Maxx, £16 instead of like 20 something. And I was like, oh, because that's then cheaper than my L'Oreal one. There's also a Living Proof one, which I'm interested in. Yeah, I've got a ball bristle brush. It's not freaking Mason Pearson or something like that. It was €13, which is like £11. I don't know if it's that good, but it is real ball bristle. It's called Garçois. It's French. I just realised how bad my camera is right now. But I like it. It's good for just making your hair look like, which I like. I really want to work on the volume. Like things like blow drying. Like I just right now, I don't have any expensive hair tools as well anyway. Like if I curl my hair, I put it in socks. I used to curl my hair in socks every day. So right now I dried my hair, I blow dried it. Make sure not to go like, because I used to just go like, and that's not very good. So then I just blow dried it. I put it on like a lower heat setting. I mostly just do my scalp and take breaks because I need to, because it takes a very long time to dry. And then I put it on full blast heat really quickly, then put it up like this. So I'm hoping the volume will be good. Let's see though. And I'm also trying to work on my skin barrier because I get very tempted to just try different things like when I see spots and stuff, but I have very sensitive skin. I know I have a really bad skin barrier because my arm, like that's just a piece of my arm that that's not the worst bit, but I just have that. That's just I have skin conditions, so there we go. I have like almost every single type of I have almost every single type of dermatitis. There we go. So I get acne. I have some here and here, like really under the skin, really red. I've had it for about over a year now. So that's kind of contradictory because a lot of the things I like to use, which are good for my dry skin, actually soothe my dry skin, clog my pores and cause acne. So I'm just being super simple at the moment, trying to heal the skin barrier, not doing that much. Face masks are good because I'm just injecting hydration in, you know, like you can't really go too wrong. Yeah, I'm wondering if there's something else I wanted to mention. Look at my nails. This is because my nails have suddenly started falling apart. And I've never had that before. I always had really strong nails, and now I'm just like, I don't know what to do. And I think it's because I started filing them down. I've only done it like 3 times ever. But I like filed them down 2 weeks or 3 weeks in a row to do my nail polish so that it clung on better. And then suddenly all my nails were so brittle and falling apart and like ripping like up in like super uncomfortable. This one I had to cover because it's crumbling, like no joke. And every time I just touched something, it just ripped apart. It was really painful and I couldn't do anything. So I've been doing this for about a week, just wrapping it up every day. Oh, I need to remember to take my medicine. I've also been obsessed with the Louise Carmen videos for about a year now. It's really hard out there, isn't it? Life is hard. Because I can't justify that at all. I just can't. That's not something I'm willing to justify. I bought myself a moleskin. Already super expensive. Like, I'd never do that. But I bought it secondhand for £6 and that was expensive. It's usually like 22, which is, I mean, it was a steal. I bought it. It was in TK Maxx and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing I've ever seen. So I'm not one of those girls who are just like, rich girls. I'd love to be, but I can't, you know, I'm not buying Mason Pearson and then all this stuff. So hopefully that makes me more relatable, because I am. Like me just buying a random jumper, and I've been looking like Vinted, eBay. That's where I'm trying to get my clothes, trying to get my style. I had like a plan of like every year asking for like a kind of an item of clothing for Christmas or something. I asked for a jumper this year, and then I thought maybe if I dyed this one brown I could maybe ask like I could get a bag instead, because I hadn't like decided what I wanted, and now it's, you know, it's been like 3 months. Yeah, but I kind of was like, okay, maybe I should just decide on something that's a bit more expensive. But even then, like, a lot of things which are like mid, what's the word, like mid-price? Because there's like affordable, mid-something, and then luxury, mid-range. That's the kind of, I think that's like the best place to shop from, really. But it's still, a lot of the time it's like £300 for a jumper, and I'm like, that's the good one at 80. Like, that's a Christmas present, £80 jumper. So I'm trying to find more expensive jumpers, but secondhand. It's hard out there. But I'm really into quality over quantity. I've had a very similar style for a long time. I have some more unique pieces and things I can kind of tie in to make my style different, because obviously there are different vibes every day, different vibes every month. We go back to things, like that's normal. But trying to get good staples, good quality things that stay for a long time, like that's important to me. As long as, like, you know, things like my hair, especially my hair affects my mental health so much. And I always kind of knew that, but I really realised it when I was on Pinterest and people were posting things where it's like me thinking, like, me being in this deepest depression, and then just realising it's because my hair's greasy. Like, that's so true. Like, if my hair's greasy or not looking that good, I feel like it just taints my mood so much. I feel like the grease is on me. I feel disgusting. It'd be like day 3, day 4. So I think priding myself in my hair actually makes me happier, because it's not even trying to change it or trying to do something with it. I'm trying to, like, I think it's a really cool thing actually to like be grounded, and like almost like a meditation is to find a routine specifically for your body and value that, and not try and make it something else. Trying to work with it and figure out what works best for your body, what you like the best. Like, I think that's a really cool thing. So I'm calling this my journey. It's about the journey, not the destination. So we're going to focus on that. We don't need to rush. It's my cat. Yeah. I guess it's kind of the same with, I'd say, makeup. I was about to say skincare, but I don't think that's really the case, because I have skin concerns. It's like mostly just me buying moisturisers when I'm on a holiday in France. I bought the Enbriolos one because honestly it's quite big, and then you only have to use a little bit, and I was like, I can justify that price. I'm thinking of buying the Centella. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna buy it because it's at TK Maxx for not a lot of money, and I'm almost out of my other Centella one. So I was like, okay, like the like brown one, it's like brown and it's like an intense one. So skincare, I feel like, is very ritualistic and grounding for me, at least, because I don't like follow the trends as much because I'm not physically capable of doing that. But taking time to, it's also because it's taking time to look after your own body, especially as someone, I have a chronic illness. I can't exercise much because it just it doesn't really work out, and it kind of causes more harm than good, really. And it's affecting my confidence because I gained a lot of weight since. And obviously just sitting at home, it's easier to snack. But self-care in terms of my skin, which I have, like I said, I have skin issues. It's not just pure vanity, and I don't like blame anyone who does that, but I'm not like, oh, La Mer's like amazing. It's like just finding moisturizers that don't burn my skin and make it bright red, which the majority of us do. Like that's, you know, we're not using, none of us are using La Mer, and I wouldn't ever do that anyway. Like even if I was a millionaire, I would not do that. Like genuinely, I have a cat hair in my brush, and I just washed it. Look how beautiful it is. Oh, I could not stop brushing my hair when I got this. Anyway, but with makeup, I think I've been able to like and admire my face more, and I don't try and hide anything or conceal. I mean, I conceal some of the red things. That's just a bit of redness. I try to even my skin tone, so you know, I don't change my skin tone. I just even it out. I add blush, which I used to be insecure about because my face was always red, and I didn't like blush because I already had loads of redness. So it made me laugh, like last year when everyone was putting blush everywhere. Because obviously do what you want, but to me it was just like, why would you do that? Because I just had a red face, like I had red eyelids. I got rid of that, but I had really bad eczema on my eyelids. Only one product worked. It's the SVR like eyelid cream. It's kind of expensive, like I think it's like probably £14 for a small bottle, but it completely got rid of it, like genuinely. Yeah, people putting blush on their nose, blush everywhere. I was like, that's what I've been trying to get rid of. But yeah, even just finding things that enhance the way I look, enhance my features, and I'm not like overlining or overdoing anything. I think especially I like to enhance my eyes because I think actually with the shape it's a bit unique. I don't really know how to explain, but my eyes like droop downwards. They're also like an almond shape, which I think can be quite endearing. They're kind of close together, but the lines of my eyelids go down really far. So, for example, like if I'm doing eyeliner, it doesn't really work because there's a really thick, kind of, what's the word, fold? But I don't have hooded eyes, it's just kind of deep in like this area. So I've been working on that. And I think just, it's like kind of colour analysis. I know people like, this is what society's come to. But I think I mostly use it as a tool to kind of go with what works with me personally, and taking the time to look at my features and not like trying to enhance myself and not change myself. Like I'm definitely an autumn. I don't know whether I'm a light or a dark. I don't know. It doesn't matter too much, honestly, but I found that just putting some brown colour on my lip, I use like a very light brown, it just does so much for me. Like I love it. I think it looks so good. And sometimes I like to do smoky eye. I love a smoky eye. Or like a blush that actually goes well. I like bronzer as well. I am actually gone a lot paler since being ill. I used to have I used to tan very easily. And I used to have like you know, the kind of very brown bits of my face here, and now I got rid of, like, that's gone since I've been ill. I've gone a lot paler. I looked at the old shades of concealer I used, and it was just a bit insane. So sometimes I feel like also I'm being myself, because I've never being pale wasn't like me. I'm embracing, I don't, whatever. But sometimes it's just kind of adding a bit of that back in, just feels a bit like. But I don't like self tan. I don't use different shades. I use the shade of my skin, which is a fair olive. Very hard to deal with. But I think there is something to be said about just spending time with yourself, figuring out what works best for you as a product, in terms of hair, in terms of skin, in terms of makeup, in terms of everything, enhancing the colours that work for you can be very cool, because it's like you're working to look more like yourself rather than someone else. That's my take. And I am someone who, like, I'm a feminist, and I'm not a liberal feminist. Let's put it that way. I'm gonna actually take this out as I'm speaking. To ignore my French, because it's kind of, that was always gonna be weird. Look at that volume. See, this is, to me, I always had this kind of thick hair, like it goes. So when it goes flat, I just don't feel like myself. Oh my god. I'm going to put this back up in a second. I'm going to sleep like this, I think, and then just redo my fringe in the morning. Let me show you what I can do with this brush. Let's just brush that back. Anyway, I hope no one skips to this part. I'm going to be like, please ignore the hair. Let's put a headband on. I'll be back. I read Harry Potter when I was 12, and the way Hermione was described, I felt like that was me. Like, and not in like a, I wasn't on the internet really, so it wasn't in like a, oh my god, I'm like so Hermione. Like, it wasn't to be cool, I was just like, oh my gosh, like, she has that. Because at my school, at least, everyone had like really thin hair that like sleekly sat down, and sometimes I was like, oh my god, my hair's so messy and ew. So I kind of felt insecure about that sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. I might put some twists, like the sock stuff, into my hair. I need to brush it. I haven't brushed it yet. I know I have, but I combed it actually. I combed it when it was more or less like less wet. This is the difference, girls. I just think it's like smooths it out a lot in like a nice way, because you don't always want it to be like combed. Anyway, what was I saying? I have a few perfumes because I have three full size. Two are designer. One is the one I got recently, which I love, from Yves Rocher. It's the Voile d'Ocre. So it's sandalwood, cedar, and patchouli, and I think it's so warm and nice and not old. It's like fresh and not fresh. It's warm, but not in a gourmand way, in like just a beautiful way. And then I got Balenciaga Paris. I got 2 bottles because it's discontinued. I had to just grab some. And then I have Hypnotic Poison. I then have 7 or 8 little samples. And I have minis, which are like, I'd say 5 to 10 mil. All of them. I have an Hermes one, Un Jardin sur le Nil. Amazing for summer. I love that one. I have Durissimo. I had Hypnotic Poison as well, that's why I bought the full bottle. Joy from Dior. Miss Dior, the like bouquet one, and then J'adore. So I have those, and I have like a little spray as well that I have. And I'm like, you know what? I can just live with that. I need to like appreciate the things that I have instead of just like moving on to the next thing. So I've been doing that, especially since I looked up melancholic perfumes, because I saw some of those and I was like intrigued as to what could be like a sad perfume. And the Balenciaga Paris one came out a few times, but I didn't even have to scroll much, and it's not that known of a perfume. So I kind of saw a new light to my perfume, and I like that. And I think I have like a good array of different moods and stuff, and yeah, I would like to buy a diptyque one next year. That was always a plan for me. I like Fleur de Peau, but I haven't smelt enough. Like, I feel like Space and K have them, which is really cool. So I need to go in there and just spray one and then just like live with it a bit. This is the book I've been reading. Really caught my eye. I like books with murder in them. I'm not gonna lie. Agatha Christie is my most read author. Was my most read author last year. I have all the Miss Marples. And I just finished A Study in Scarlet, a Sherlock Holmes story. So Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. And then I was obsessed with The Talented Mr. Ripley. I've watched the series and the film several times. And I was in Italy, in the areas where they talk about, because I love it. So I bought the book as well. I haven't read it yet, but as I bought the book, I also bought this one. So both are from the perspectives of the person who's committing these crimes, and I find that really interesting. It reminds me of Yellowface a bit, where it's like that what they're doing is objectively wrong. I'd say this is actually less wrong than what June does in Yellowface. Like, morally, I'm a bit like, well, they deserved it. Whereas Athena didn't deserve what happened to her, but anyway. Even if I completely, it's like you, like Joe Goldberg, all of that, I completely disagree with everything he's saying, basically. I mean, there's always a bit of justification, you can always do that. But I'm on the side of the main character or the narrator because, like, for the fun of it. Like, when I'm watching Traitors, I'm always on the traitors like side more because, one, we get to see it basically from their perspective because we know who are the traitors. We're not as blind as the faithful are. But also it's just interesting to see how that would play out. So that's kind of my opinion. I'm very much like just on the side of the narrator, and it really shocked me because I was on Twitter one day looking at like people talking about the traitors afterwards, and they were like, most people talking about how they wanted the faithful to win. I was like, people think that? And I asked my mum and she was like, yeah, of course I do. And I was like, oh. So yeah, I always like to kind of take the side of the narrator, even if I, like in Yellowface, want to make that clear. I hate Juniper. I hate that girl. But when I'm reading it, I'm like, take me on this journey. I'm on your side here. You know what I mean? Like, temporarily I'm on the side. So it's always interesting to kind of be in the heads of someone who you disagree with. It's not morally grey. I'd say it's immoral. But there are reasons. I'm not against Grace for murdering her family. They're strange, they're weirdos. I think probably her cousin, I'm a bit like, oh. She killed some people who weren't, like, something's happened to her, and when you find that out, you're like, oh, her family abandoned her, they were horrible, they denied she existed, they never wanted to meet her. So that I'm a bit like, they can go. We can do that. But then there were some people who aren't really connected to it, or even are against the family who die. I'm only 100 something pages in. I haven't read much since coming back on holiday. I think honestly I'm so tired. I'm gonna read some more tonight, and I think tomorrow I'm going into town, and I like to just sit down outside in like various places because I don't like to sit down for too long in one place and just read parts of this. I also was reading Play It As It Lays by Joan Didion, but I stopped reading that. I was in a bit of a reading slump like before that, so I kind of read mystery books to kind of keep up. I've also got the reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson, which is like a Good Girl's Guide to Murder kind of series, but I'm waiting for me to like, because it's very, I love those kind of books, just simple murder, like who did it? This one I wouldn't count that as, no, but I use that when I'm in a reading slump. So I think I do really want to read The Talented Mr. Ripley. Yeah, but I've also got Cleopatra and Frankenstein to finish, which I started ages ago. I still remember the details, and I didn't dislike it. I did just struggle, because I was like, what the hell is going on? I was like 50 pages in, and I felt like I've read a lot more than that. And I feel like maybe that's the thing, I'm not deep enough in. I feel like I have to get through the first 100 pages and I'm hooked. I've always been like that. Like some of my favourite books, it took me 3 to 6 months to read the first 100 pages, and then after that I read it in like a day. It really just is that, isn't it? But yeah, I feel like I don't really relate to the characters at all in any capacity. But we'll get over that. I'm going to say goodnight soon because I realise I've been filming for 34 minutes, but I just have so much to say. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Especially I'm taking a pause. I don't even know if I've mentioned that. I'm pausing my, like, academics for a year. So I've got the year to catch up on what I missed because I was ill a lot. So I missed most of the year and I'm just stopping before exams. So I've got a year to catch up, but I also really want to kind of get back into my own and feel. I was like, it sounds really bad to say like feel things, but it's like to not be in a rush or panic while also being ill. To kind of re-enjoy things that I've always enjoyed, focus on myself, and then I love learning, so that will just come more naturally to me afterwards. But I think it's really also aligning myself personally. So yeah. Time to put on my face mask. Big forehead. I only realised I had a big forehead when I was 16. When I heard people secretly talking about it. I was in the back of the room, they didn't see me. Anyway. It's basically 1 AM. This was not supposed to happen, but this is my hair like this. This is the mask. Makes my nose pointy. It's super nice though, I love it because it feels really nice on the skin. And then you leave it on for like 4 hours. And I got it from Boots. It was like £13 for 4. It's nice. It's really nice. And it's calming.